Every day, your feed is filled with ads and posts claiming you can make thousands online, start a Shopify store in a weekend, or just follow some secret algorithm to passive income. But how much of it is real, and how much of it is just hype? That's exactly why I started the Business Algorithm Podcast. I'm your host, Lucas Garcia. I'm a 17-year-old entrepreneur, author, and student studying commerce. I started this podcast because I see what you see. Ads on Instagram telling you that if you just buy a course, you'll be making 6 figures in 90 days. YouTube thumbnails screaming at you about businesses you can start this weekend. LinkedIn posts that make it sound like anyone can scale a side hustle into $1 million company overnight. And TikTok clips promising that if you just copy someone's system, you'll be free from your 9 to 5 by the end of the month. The problem is, most of us know it's hard not to wonder, what if? What if that claim is the real deal? What if that ad actually works? And what if I'm missing out by not trying? That's the itch I want to scratch. I don't want to just talk about these things. I want to actually test them. If someone says you can build and launch a Shopify store in a weekend, I'll try it. If a software claims its free trial can make you money instantly, I'll put it to the test. And when I come back, I'll give you the full breakdown. What worked, what didn't, and what's just smoke and mirrors. Now, I'm not here to sell you a get-rich-quick program. I'm not claiming I've cracked the code to instant wealth. What I'm saying is this: by testing these claims openly and documenting the process, we can all get a clearer picture of what's real online, what's worth pursuing, and what's just a dream being sold for profit. Because here's the truth, there isn't just one path. Right now, I'm walking 2 of them. On one side, I'm in university, studying commerce, doing the traditional thing, learn, graduate, and hopefully I'll land a solid job. On the other side, I'm building Revenetic, experimenting with marketing, AI, and strategy. And none of that comes from a textbook. It comes from testing, failing, trying again, and figuring out what actually works in real time. The podcast is about bridging those 2 worlds, the conventional knowledge of classrooms and degrees, and the unconventional promises of online business culture. Somewhere in between is the truth, and that's what we're here to uncover. One of the ways I'll do that is by using tools like AI, but not in the way you might think. I'm not asking it for hacks or prompts to game the system. Instead, I'm using it the way a curious entrepreneur would, as an idea generator. For example, if I ask ChatGPT for the top 10 ways people make money online, it will give me a list. But the real question is, are those ideas practical? Can a real person with real time constraints and real skills actually make them work? Or are they just generic recycled answers? That's where the testing begins. I'll also be digging into job platforms like LinkedIn and Indeed, where people post about remote jobs and freelance opportunities that supposedly pay well and scale fast. I want to see if those opportunities are actually accessible, if they pay what they promise, and if they're realistic for someone starting from scratch. But this podcast isn't just about me. In future episodes, I'll be bringing in other voices, people who've actually made it work online, entrepreneurs, coders, creators, and freelancers who can share the behind the scenes on how they really built their business. I also want to hear from people on the other side of the debate, those who believe in sticking to a stable traditional path is a smarter, safer move. Together, we'll explore the bigger questions. Is it ethical for people to market side hustles as if they're guaranteed to succeed? Should you really be juggling multiple hustles, or is the focus the smarter strategy? Can you realistically build a 6 or 7 business online without a safety net? And is the promise of online success strong enough to justify dropping out of university? Or is that a dangerous myth? At the end of the day, this podcast is about clarity. It's about separating fact from fiction and finding the strategies that actually work. Because yes, people are making money online. Some are even making life-changing amounts. But the path isn't as easy or as glamorous as the ads want you to believe. So in this first season of the Business Algorithm Podcast, I'll be testing, experimenting, interviewing, and reporting back with honest results. If you've ever scrolled past one of those ads and thought, could that actually work? This podcast is for you. And before we wrap up this episode, I want to give you a look at where we're headed next. Because the truth is, there's a deeper reason why I wanted to start this podcast, and it goes beyond just curiosity. In the next episode, I'll share a bit more of my own story, why I care so much about uncovering the truth behind online business claims, why I've spent the last few years balancing school and entrepreneurship, and why I believe so many people my age and even older are pulled towards these promises of quick success. We'll dig into the bigger picture, what drives people to chase side hustles, why the idea of making money online is so tempting, and what it really means for our generation when every scroll feels like an invitation to quit your job and build a business overnight. And I'll give you a sneak peek at our first real contender, one of the most popular claims out there right now. It's bold, it's everywhere, and it's going to be the first test we put under the microscope. So stick around. Episode 2 will give you the why behind this podcast, the bigger purpose behind what we're doing here. And after that, we'll dive straight into our first real experiment, testing whether one of the most common online money-making claims actually delivers. This is just the beginning. Welcome again to the Business Algorithm Podcast, where hype meets reality and where we find out what actually works.